This video is going to look at pro-social behaviour and Piliavin's subway study. So, on your specification, you've got to know Piliavin's subway study, so you've got to know the aims, the method, the results, the conclusion. So before we look at the study, we're going to look at a few key terms. Firstly, the word bystander behaviour. And this is the idea that the presence of others will reduce the likelihood of help being offered in an emergency. So if there's other people around, you're a bystander, you're less likely to help. We've also got the concept of pro-social behaviour. So actions that are beneficial to other people, but not necessarily beneficial to the person who is helping. So the aim of this study really was to measure pro-social behaviour in a natural setting. What Piliavin wanted to see was if certain characteristics of the victim would affect the likelihood of them actually getting help. So he got a team of 4 Confederates, and remember, a Confederate is someone working for the experimenter, the researcher. So a team of 4 Confederates got onto a New York subway train at the same stop, and one of the Confederates was the victim. They stood next to a pole in the middle of the carriage, and after about a minute they pretended to collapse, and they remained on the floor until they were helped. So there are 103 total train journeys, and on 38 of those, the victim smelled of alcohol, was carrying a bottle of alcohol in a brown bag. And then on 65 of them, the victim appeared sober, and they were carrying a black walking stick. So the second and third Confederate observed the behaviour of the crowd during the incident, and they made notes on who helped and how long it took them to decide to help. And the fourth Confederate acted as a role model who would help the victim after a few minutes if no one else had offered help. So what did they find? Well, when the victim appeared disabled, he was helped 95% of the time. And when the victim appeared drunk, he was only helped 50% of the time. And the amount of people on the carriage didn't impact whether the victim was helped or not. So the conclusion then was characteristics of the victim make a difference to whether they receive help or not. If they're more deserving, then they're more likely to be given help.